referrals is actually like one of the most powerful tools. Achieved phenomenal growth through word of mouth. There's nothing more powerful than growing advocacy among your current customer base. If there is one person who loves your product, they would recommend it to 10 people around them. With referrals, you could actually decide by yourself what is the acquisition cost that you would have. And usually it's lower than traditional marketing channels.
Our referral program is quite significant for us. About a quarter of our new user acquisition comes via referrals. What's really great about referrals is that because we have a control on the CAC, what we're asking clients to do, it really gives us tight control of our ROI. So unlike other paid channels where you're spending and you pray for the best with the conversion rate and that your funnel's going to work correctly, with referrals, we only pay for the conversion that has actually happened, and we are the ones who set the criteria for what those conversions are. Because our ROI is so tightly controlled and because it's coming through word of mouth, it's a bit more resilient across market conditions. So in that sense, referrals is a really good channel for controlling ROI and controlling CAC.
You want to make sure that your referral program is simple. One of the things that we do love about our program is that the ease, the simplicity of it, so that our members don't feel like they have to share too much of their information. They don't really have to share anything, just a link to their friends and family. Before we partnered with BioPower, there were some things that were clunky there. When we did have it where you'd have to have the member's name, or the member would go by a nickname in their personal life, but for their banking, they would go by the formal name, a unique link that each member can use to bring their family and friends on. Works just perfectly and smoothly. And we think it encourages people to use the program even more so.
There are a few sort of gold standard programs, but I think Robinhood was always the one that when I was at competitors for a few years, we'd always be looking at trying to figure out why is that so successful? But I think they really understood one thing that to me is at the very core of all successful referral mechanisms, which is that the best way of getting people to see the financial benefit from a referral program is to take every dollar that you're putting into the program and perceptually make that as valuable as possible to the consumer. You can give someone $10, right, to recommend a product, and that's great. The more that you can do to make every single one of those $10 potentially more valuable really helps in terms of how you can get that scale out of the program. Because if you do it the right way, you can take $1 and make it feel like 10. And I think that's what Robinhood did a really good job of. And in Robinhood's case, the way they did it was they sort of said, hey, get a free stock.
The great thing about referral is it's by its very nature, every single transaction is measured and attributed.
Referrals is basically a quantifiable word of mouth. If you have sophisticated referral system, you could see who invited the customer, for what job this customer comes to adopt your product. So you can do a lot of data-driven decisions that would allow you basically work with your growth.
There's really 4 main pillars that I care about. The first, obviously, being the incentive. That's what's going to motivate clients to take action or not. On the incentive side, we see 2-sided incentives work really well. But then you also have awareness, as we've touched on. So how easy is it to discover the program in the app? Are we reminding clients that the program exists or triggering them at moments that, maybe they're more likely to refer? Then we have the actual shareability. So this is often overlooked, but just make it as easy as possible for clients to share their referral link. And the last piece there would be around referee onboarding. As you can imagine, every additional step that you make a client do in onboarding reduces your total conversion rate. And by doing that, we can significantly increase the total referrals in ways that don't add to the total cost of the program.
We were achieved a very significant improvement in the numbers just by the best practices. And usually it's hidden, it's never optimized for its full potential, and it's basically targeting everyone and no one at the same time. So it's just a checklist exercise to, let's have a referral. If you think it through and apply very basic best practices, you could multiply the numbers. Their main mistake is that they have the same referral program basically open for everyone.
So our program, we call it Evergreen. It's one of our bigger contributors toward new customer acquisitions. The existing customer and their new referred family or friend will both receive a cash bonus. We often double it up for the member, the existing member, and sometimes for the referred friend a couple of times in a year. And we call that our double bonus. And we do them at key points of the year for members. We do it around the holidays when we think that members could use a little extra amount of cash to maybe take advantage of shopping. We also do it in the summer. So some of the marketing images will evoke that summer feeling of happiness, sunshine, folks out and about in the community, doing things in the park, going to festivals and things like that.
Cycling through different promos and having a baseline that works well and coming to our clients with different types of offers is what helps keep the program top of mind for our client base. Limited time promos, because again, it gives you an excuse to remind your clients that you have a referral program in the first place, where those referrals need to be made within a critical window. We see that, the number of share my referral button clicks just skyrockets. And one of the promotion types that works the best is exactly what you're describing, where based on the number of referrals you make, the client gets an increasingly exponential bonus, especially for clients that maybe are inclined to be repeat referrers or have a bigger network. We really see it effective at tapping into those networks and getting people to kind of saturate the number of referrals that they can make.
We also learned that education is important too, with both the customer, the existing customer, their invited family or friend, and with our staff.
How do you go about educating the members about it?
Resources. We found that the education needs to be solid. It needs to be readily shared and available. So we have a dedicated online page for our program. They do marketing of direct mail, emails. And so we're always educating our members. At least 2 or 3 times throughout the year, we'll include it in our newsletter. It's front and center on our website. We have a link there so our members will know about it. We have a brochure that's available in our branches. We also know that people are always wanting to do something super quick and on the spot. So that's why in a lot of our materials, we include a QR code so that our members, can quickly access our page, our landing page, where they can find more information about our program.
Having the name of the referrer or the context that you're in a referral flow are two things that, just based on client interviews and historical experiments we've run, we know are really important. So if possible, just making that the fact that a client is indeed in a referral onboarding flow, that their bonus is going to be received at the end, and that, mentioning the friend who referred them are all contexts that help give confidence to the person. So if you know that a client is stuck somewhere in onboarding, but that they were referred, there are various strategies that you can apply to speak to them specifically, or maybe let their friend that referred them nudge them to complete it, or make it very clear that they're a few steps away from their bonus and what steps are left for them to complete. I really think that it's the context that you are at the right place that really matters, and kind of using that to guide the client to their, reward at the end or their bonus at the end.
Biggest learning that actually people invite lookalike people. Main mistake is that they have the same referral program basically open for everyone. Some customers who would generate you more costs than profit, target audiences, these key customers that you want to grow. The WISE size, we operate almost everywhere in the world. So we have several key target segments. The baseline is that first, people invite lookalike people. And the second one, that your referrals should target only target customers. Otherwise, it would not work. You would just shoot at everyone and get almost no one.
Build versus buy. One thing I don't understand is that every company I've worked at in the tech space wants to build its own MarTech stack. Our job is not to be MarTech experts. You always have that discussion when you're like looking at any new product. It's usually pretty easy to get like a referral system set up. It's really hard to get it maintained for all of like and uphold for all of these like developments of law and stuff. So it's always useful to work with a partner that has to like solve that independently for all of their clients. I've been at companies with great engineering teams. Initial reaction is always build. Well, we can build it, we can do it better. And that actually may be true, but what you end up finding is like, it's a priority for 3 months, 6 months, and the maintenance of it is the problem. Not gonna get up there with like this new like credit card like product that we want to launch. So you build a stack just like becoming outdated really quickly. So my advice to any marketer, any CMO is like, you know, ultimately buy, don't build. The long-term benefits of building are not there.